show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Metal Show.
We begin with new numbers tonight on marijuana and on how many of Colorado's teenagers are using it. The bong is either half empty or half full, depending on how you look at a new federal report, and our Brandon Rittiman leafed through it.
So here's the story the pro-marijuana folks want us to tell you. The number of teens who said they used pot in the past month dropped in this latest report. It's 11.1%, down from a little more than 12.5%. And that's true, but the number is still slightly higher than it was in 2012, the year Colorado voted to legalize pot. And here's the part marijuana advocates are less interested in promoting. Colorado's stat ranks number 1 in the nation, the very highest level of teen pot use, well above the national average of 7.2%. We were also number 1 the year before. But it's not a drastic shift either. We ranked number 4 back in 2012, and Colorado's frankly had a bit of a teen pot problem for a while now. Go back a decade before legalization, and we ranked 9 in 2002 with just under 10%. The pro-pot folks aren't wrong. The numbers haven't gotten way worse since legalization, but they haven't gotten better either. For Next, I'm Brandon Rittiman.
Colorado also has the highest rate of young adults using cannabis. Almost a third of 18 to 25-year-olds said that they had used marijuana in the last month. But what about alcohol, you say? Good question. The rate of teen alcohol use was basically the same as the rate of teen marijuana use, 1 point higher. But for young adults, booze by a landslide, twice as much use. 2/3 said they'd had a drink in the last month.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
It's the Full Melt Show, a marijuana discussion about news, culture, and entertainment. TheFullMelt.com. It's your backyard. It's celebrity interviews, talks with politicos. Plus, your calls are on the air. Download the Full Melt app, free at the Apple and Android app stores. With your host, Steve Green, The Full Melt Show.
All right, here we are on the Full Melt Show. Welcome to the program. And as always, welcome the lovely Wendy. Wendy, are you there? Wendy can't hear me. She's got the crazy music. I'll just turn the music down for her. Wendy, can you hear me? She's got the music. She can't hear through the music. It's okay. When the music ends, we'll find the Wendy. Wendy, are you there?
I'm here.
I told you when the music ended we could find you.
That's right.
So, is it just me, or am I hearing a buzz on the phone lines that we weren't hearing earlier in the day?
Oh, yeah, we're back to the dot matrix printer.
It's the same as it was before?
Yep.
Are you serious?
I'm completely serious.
Well, you sound okay at this end.
Okay. Well, I just have a dot matrix printer in my ear, but I can deal with that. I've had worse.
Oh, I'm hearing it again.
Uh-huh.
Well, at least, yeah, I don't get it. How can this happen? Because we tested this during the day and it wasn't doing this.
It's some strange mystery. I don't understand it.
Oh, I hear it. So, do you want to try on the other line? Why don't I call you on the other line? I can't.
All right.
I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Fine for a short call, but not for a, guest host.
All right. Okay, call me.
All right. I'm going to call Wendy back on the other line. Do I have Wendy's number? I don't have Wendy's number. Where's it at? All right, stand by. Hold on. Had to make a mad dash for the other phone. It was oh, now the headphones are done. Is this going to be like it was yesterday? Because if it's gonna do that, then I'm just going to push the stop button right now. Just get over with it right now. All right, with the Wendy. Calling the Wendy. All right, here we go. I gotta use the studio line. Is it gonna ring now? All right, hang on.
Hi, Steve.
There you are. All right, that's better. Is it any better now?
It's much better, much better.
No dot matrix over there?
Nope, better. It's much better.
I'm telling you, when we get done with the show, the first thing we're doing is calling the phone people, and you're part of that mix.
Maybe it's something to do with at the time of night for some reason.
I don't know, but whatever it is, it's got to stop. I'm just glad this part's working. I'm just glad that this part's working. So today we wanted to talk about something that we left off with yesterday. Actually, it was 2 days ago now. We promoted an earlier live Facebook version of the show that you wanted to talk about moms and pregnancy use, etc. So let's hold on to that for a second, because the other stat that came out today was teen marijuana use down in states that have legalized, or at least in Colorado. Which was what was up at the front of the show there, the very front. Did you hear the front piece of the show? Or was it all done?
I heard part of it. I came in on like the second half. But I did read that article today about where they did that study saying that drunk driving was going down or something like that.
Well, no, this was no. So it wasn't. I think there was an alcohol report mixed in there. But the two reports that we're talking about today are, number one, this came out a couple days ago, about about marijuana use, and then about teens, the number of teens using marijuana going down.
Oh yes, I did see that too.
So, but the report that Channel 9, it's 9 News in Denver, wanted to put out was the idea that, these stats aren't all what they're made up to be. I mean, yeah, the people, the cannabis advocates would like to talk about how marijuana use has gone down, but it hasn't. It's only gone down a little bit, so it's not really a significant statistic. And then additionally, it's gone up since they initially legalized it back. Back the statistic they started with it back in 2012. It's gone up since then, but down since last year. So, but it's still insignificant. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. So the fact that they're making news out of it is in fact they're drinking their own Kool-Aid, I think. We've got a call. If you'd like to call the program, 248-278-8067. Who do we have on the phone line with us today? Hello?
Hi, this is John Roberts. I'm with the Michigan Cannabis Cancer Project.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. What I wanted to call about...
Can I ask you, are you on a speakerphone?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, could you come off the speaker, because it's bad on the radio?
I wish I could. I guess I can't. No.
Were you driving or something? Are you... Oh, hang on a second. So if you can stay on the line. Oh, he hung up. See there? See how weird people are? You got to take them off the speakerphone, and all of a sudden they got to disappear. Go figure. Hang on a second. Are you there? Hey, hang on 1 second. We're gonna put you on hold. We're going to a break. We'll be right back and come back to whoever's on the phone after the break.
You're getting the full melt.
Your pets aren't just animals, they're members of your family. That's why we are excitedly wagging our tail about our hemp-based product that caters specifically to your best friend. Hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats, and really all kinds of pets. Hempwell drops are made from virgin, cold-pressed organic hemp oil. Our extraction process ensures the highest quality oil for your pet, with superior taste, smell, and nutrition. We hold ourselves to the highest standards, never using heat, chemicals, or preservatives in making our hemp oil products for pets. Pick up a bottle of Hempwell drops today at select retailers or online at hempwell.com. Hempwell, hemp health for pets.
If you missed the last Full Melt show,
you missed a lot.
Yes, sir. We are just here to get you qualified, okay, for the lower interest rates.
This is a Visa card.
Okay. It's a Visa card, starts with 4, right?
So why do you need the numbers off the card?
I was going to let you know, what is your new interest rate going to be and what you qualified for, okay?
Well, wouldn't it be a security risk if I was to give my card number over the phone?
Sure, we are the ones who send you the billing statement every month.
Aren't you really just a liar? Aren't you just lying about this? Aren't you just trying to steal my credit card number? Oh, you are? You little piece of shit? You're a little fucking liar, aren't you? You're a little
That's
foreign
what you
piece of
are,
shit,
okay?
aren't you? You're a little foreign fucking puke, aren't you?
That's what you are. You fucking piece of shit.
Oh no! You get to suck my fucking. You get to suck my fucking American dick, you foreign piece of fucking shit. There you go. That's how you do that.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
Wish your skin could bounce back like it used to? Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel instantly quenches skin to keep it supple and hydrated day after day. With hydrating hyaluronic acid, which retains up to 1,000 times its weight in water. This refreshing water gel plumps skin cells with intense hydration and locks it in. For supple, hydrated skin that bounces back. Hydro Boost from Neutrogena. See what's possible.
And now, a Planet Green Trees flashback.
That is the paradox. Like you can't make the civil employees rebut the presumption, right? The state just gave $8.5 million to this administrative agency to implement. I mean, the concept there is a little offset.
The police are still seem to be involved in it.
Nothing takes incentives away from police. In fact, it gives them more fish to shoot in the barrel.
Right.
The police are literally the regulatory agency for the entire program.
And why is that?
They needed their cut.
They're the only ones knowledgeable and responsible enough to handle it. This major public health and safety issue.
Don't miss the Planet Green Trees show, Thursdays at 8 Eastern on Spreaker. It's the Full Melt Radio Show. All right, we're doing the Full Melt Show for, what is this, a Thursday already? I can't believe it.
This man, this beautiful man.
We've got with us on the phone Wendy. She's co-hosting with us lately. Wendy, are you there?
I'm here.
And you're saying the audio's still broken up. That's what you told me.
Well, now you sound better, but you were breaking up pretty bad right before the break.
I don't know how that can happen. I don't even want to hear about it anymore. So before we went to break, we had John on the phone. Let's see if we can pick John back up. Are you there, brother?
Yes, I'm here, and all of a sudden you went out again.
I went out again?
Well, you half there. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Well, I'd like to tell my story briefly here, because the DEA just...
Wait, just hold on 1 second. Are you calling in to talk about what we're talking about, or you got some whole different thing you got going on?
Well, no, I mean, cannabis. I mean, the fact of the matter is I need cannabis oil to survive and live. And
okay, first off, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Michigan.
Okay.
UP.
Okay.
And I'm currently on charges in Delta County, and I'm forbidden to use cannabis oil. But about 20 months ago, I had a brain aneurysm rupture and bleed out for a week. For the last 18 months, I've been using high CBD oil, which is recommended by my neurosurgeon and my doctor to keep, because I'm plagued with headaches and migraines for the rest of my life.
6630507. That's all I got to say about that. Go ahead.
And my point is, I mean, it's our constitutional right. Our government should not force people to be submitted to torture by denying me the right to use this oil. I'm only subjected to use opiates, which basically have a negative long-term effect.
Hang on.
And
see, now the phone's ringing, and I don't know why. Wendy, are you there?
I am here, yes.
So you're the phone that I'm talking to you on is actually ringing.
Really? It's not ringing on this end.
If I take it off the hook, it's still ringing.
Okay, let me hang up and you talk to John, and we'll get together at the next break. I'm going to make sure everything's good on this end.
Wait a minute. You know what it is? It wasn't my phone that was ringing. It was the fake phone ringing. It was my iPhone ringing.
Oh.
I forgot to turn it off. Hang on a second. So, I'm sorry, John, I was a little bit confused by the fact the phone was ringing while you were saying. So I just want to figure out, what is it you're calling to talk about? You're kind of skewing all over the place. You want to get into the meat. Wait a minute. Let me finish it out. So what I'm saying is that there's a point you want to make, but you're kind of going right into the meat of it. Give me the heart of what you're trying to get. What's your overall point?
My point is the fact is there's countless Americans out there that need CBD oil or THC oil to live and exist. Example, the children with epilepsy, people who are using it to treat their cancer. And can our court systems come along and deny us the right to use a medicine that we're depending on? Is that cruel and unusual punishment? I mean, for them to deny me the right to use cannabis oil would subject me to migraines and headaches from my medical history. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. I mean, we have a constitutional right to be protected from this kind of torture.
Yes, I think you're right. I think number one, as to your point, thanks for your call. I'm going to just put your audio down for a second. It's a little noisy. I think that your point is well taken, and is actually part of what the cannabis community as a whole has been making as an argument collectively for 40 years plus now. Starting with NORML.
So why don't we file human rights violations against the DEA and the federal government for the Controlled Substance Act that's based on a lie?
Well, because the CSA was actually put together by Congress, not the DEA, and out of here. Put them all in jail, lock them up tight.
It gives them the right to circumvent the Constitution, and we no longer have our First Amendment rights because I'm a member of the Oklevueha Native American Church, where we use cannabis as sacrament and medicinal use. And then it circumvents our Eighth Amendment right in regards to our cruel and unusual punishment and torture.
How about the idea that who was it? Do you know the Jefferson quote that I'm talking about, Wendy? Jefferson saying about when
you don't have to give me more than that. He said a lot of things, Steve.
Yeah, well, he did. There's an awful lot of proverbs from Jefferson. Jefferson once said, and I'm paraphrasing, and I can look up the quote and feed it to you. But he once said, anytime we can't let the government dictate to us what medicines we take. And there was something else with it. Hang on, let me just look it up because it's an eloquent thing, and I don't want to F it up with my own crap.
I'll look it up, Steve.
Yeah,
I got it.
That regards the First Amendment.
I'm just going to put that quote in there, and I'll bet you I'll find it. Do.
I mean, the point is, Congress is enacting laws that are unconstitutional.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. I think these are unconstitutional laws. The problem is that so far we haven't gotten a case to the Supreme Court or the Supreme Court to agree that that's the case because they're the ones we've charged with interpreting the law.
And that's why I called, because I'm bringing that exact court case. I am going to circuit court, and that's the point that I'm bringing across because I'm court-ordered not to use cannabis. During the course, since I got caught with it in my possession, it was some oil, and 20 months ago I had a brain aneurysm rupture and bleed out for a week. That's serious. I mean, I'm surprised. I was told I'm lucky to be alive, and I was also told that I'm going to be subjected
to oil. The oil is something that you need because it's neuroprotective. And there's many other people in the state of Michigan who do get to use marijuana on probation. It just varies from circuit court to circuit court or district court judges, whoever are handling these cases. So you have to have an attorney that knows the right law that can try to get you to let you have the medication while you're on probation. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, unfortunately, when you talk about the lower courts, these arguments are not going to be settled in the lower courts because they're the ones violating your constitutional rights. This is going to be settled in the higher courts.
Wendy?
That may be true. That may be true. But I'm saying, when you tried to go on probation and you were getting it set, did you have an attorney that represented you and made those arguments saying, look, he needs to use this during probation medicinally, and you got another doctor note?
Wendy! Hey, Wendy! Can you hear us? Hey, Wendy!
I'm not on probation. I'm out on bond.
There you go.
This is a bond order that can jeopardize my health, my life, and well-being.
But it has
if
to
I am to comply with this bond order, I'm subjected to migraines and severe headaches and neurological disorders because for the last 18 months, it's the CBD oil that's is the only thing that's keeping it at bay and allowing me to function.
All right, John. So I think what Wendy's point is, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just kind of make the statement for you. I think her point is that whether it's parole or whether it's bond or whether it's probation, it's basically all terms set by the court. Are we right about that, Wendy?
Well, there's a difference.
Wait a minute. I'm asking John. Hey, be respectful. I asked Wendy a question. I'm asking Wendy right now. Give me 1 second to ask.
Yes, and I realize he's talking about the terms of his bond.
Right,
I did
right.
misspeak, but I'm saying you do have an opportunity to present evidence to the judge at your bond setting to get it as a medicine that you can use.
Okay.
Some people are successful in doing that, some are not. That's all I was saying.
So you're John, you're taking this to your local circuit court? Is that what's going on? Am I correct when I asked you
that?
Well,
everything got rushed up to circuit court because the district court didn't want to hear any of it. So now I have to file motions to modify bond request. I'm considering in regards to human rights.
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry. I was locking you down there. I didn't mean to put you on hold. Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue. I just wanted to pick up another call.
I'm considering going this to federal court in regards to human rights violation.
Okay. So why didn't you take just take it directly to federal court in the first place? Why are you messing around with the local courts?
Because this is all just happening now.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's the option I'm currently now exploring before I have to go to my circuit court hearing.
Okay. So, you're. I guess the point you're making is that hey, this is an unjust law. And by the way, let me just read you the quote I was looking for because before we started getting some other calls, I found the quote, and it's actually on Snopes. And basically, the quote is a paraphrase. It's not an actual quote, but it is still attributed to a writing from Jefferson. And so the statement is, if the people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in a sorry state, as are the souls of those who live under that tyranny. And this is Jefferson.
Right. Yeah, that's why it enacted the First Amendment. And that's my whole point. I mean, if we can't argue our constitutional rights law, what's the point of it?
I agree with you wholeheartedly, sir, and I think this is the anger that comes in your voice is not only based. If I'm just assessing this based on my own sixth sense, the anger that I hear in your voice is not only aimed at the direct effect that this has had on your life and how meaningful this is to you, but overall that the fact that our countrymen are letting the government do this to us, despite the fact that our founding fathers put up a constitution that says you cannot. Am I correct about that?
I'm correct about it. You're very correct about it. Plus, fear, okay? It is my life. I have to deal with this every day of my life. And to be denied this form of treatment, it scares the hell out of me.
As well it should. I mean, it should scare all of us that our country is basically involved in the process of deceiving us for the purpose of milking us. Would you agree with that, Wendy? Our government's deceiving us to milk us.
I definitely feel like we're in the middle of the matrix sometimes. I really do feel like we're being farmed in so many different ways.
So if you guys could both just bear with me. I don't have a call screener with me. I just want to see, number one, if there's anybody on this other line. Oh, and they've left.
Mr. Click.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when they get put on hold and nobody's talked to them, see, this is why it's important to have a call screener here. If we had a call screener, that wouldn't go on. Go ahead. So now, I guess what can we do to help you, John? Or are you just making a point in general and saying, look, I'm taking action. You guys should too.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is a point and an aspect that we need to stand up because, Sanjay Gutpal came out 2 years ago, and now we have countless children using CBD oil for epilepsy. Okay.
Yes.
We know that CBD oil is excellent in regards to treating Parkinson's disease.
Yes.
And for the last 8 years, being the co-founder of the Michigan Cannabis Cancer Project, where we've provided high THC oil to cancer patients to well over 100 and seen a 70% success rate, we know cancer patients depend on this oil.
So, do you work with?
This is the point I'm saying.
I was going to ask, do you work with Peter O'Toole?
No, I do not work with Peter O'Toole. I know Peter O'Toole.
Okay.
I'm the one. I put it this way. I've been there before Peter O'Toole.
No, I understand. I just wanted to know because he's got a similarly named I think group or organization or Facebook group. I don't know. Seemed like he's either with them or he's involved with cancer research. And I just
have you ever heard of Alyssa Irwin, brain cancer patient?
I'm sorry. One more time.
14-year-old with brain cancer.
What?
Have you heard of Alyssa Irwin?
Alyssa Irwin. No.
Yeah, the 14-year-old with inoperable brain cancer.
Is that the stuff that was dispersed throughout her brain? Like you took an image of her brain and it looked like stars in there?
Basically, a spiderweb form. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm the Michigan Cannabis Cancer Project, which I'm the co-founder, is the one that was initially responsible for providing her the oil and teaching her parents how to make the oil.
And you got this. You got her cancer's in completely remission. There's no cancer left.
As of last checkup, yes. Okay, we put that cancer was put in remission twice. The last time, the doctors at U of M only gave her 3 weeks to live.
First off, congratulations, because that's awesome. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent on all the rest of anything else, that's a success in my book. So congratulations, and thank God you've managed to help her reverse such a terrible situation. How old is this girl?
And that's the point. We work with well over 100 cancer patients over the last 8 years. I can't even tell you how many we're working with today. And these patients that depend on this oil.
Right.
By taking away this oil, you're sentencing these people to death.
Well, but I suppose. But so when you're saying taking away the oil, what are you referring to in the taking away of the oil?
Well, okay. Very few. I mean, where do most people go out and get it? It's not like you can go to your local pharmacy or your local convenience store to get it. There's very few sources.
Well,
so when you raid, rob, or prevent a source from producing the oil, what happens to the patients receiving it?
Well, there's no question about that. I've always said that this war on drugs waged at the expense of patients is very expensive in both blood and treasure and has zero effect. It doesn't affect the illegal drug market outside of the medical one. So what is the gripe of the police over there? Their gripe is that somehow the medical people are adding to the surplus going into the recreational market, and they don't like it because that's their money. That's their pocketbook you're picking. That's what I think.
Well, I've been raided 3 times. And every time a raid occurs, that means the supply of oil is diminished.
Yes, you're right
about that. And there are some cancer patients that have to go without. I'm sick and tired of seeing people dying because of our actions of our government.
Well, especially where you're located. You're in the UP, where resources are scarce, and distances are far. If you got to go someplace, it's a long place to go. Like if you're in the UP, how many places do you have you can just run around the corner to the local store and grab something, right? Say, John, hang on for a second. Wendy, hold up. We're going to break, and I know that this part always messes up the phone, so bear with me 1 second. Put you guys on hold. Take them down there. You want to join the conversation, 248-278-8067. It's the Full Melt Show. I'm Steve Green. We're talking about CBD and cancer and medicine and teens and moms and pregnancy and marijuana. Oh, it's a mouthful, let me tell you.
You're getting the Full Melt.
Your pets aren't just animals, they're members of your family. That's why we are excitedly wagging our tail about our hemp-based product that caters specifically to your best friend. Hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats, and really all kinds of pets. Hemp oil drops are made from virgin, cold-pressed organic hemp oil. Our extraction process ensures the highest quality oil for your pet. With superior taste, smell, and nutrition, we hold ourselves to the highest standards, never using heat, chemicals, or preservatives in making our hemp oil products for pets. Pick up a bottle of Hempwell drops today at select retailers or online at hempwell.com. Hempwell. Hemp health for pets.
Attention. Get ready to write down a very important number.
Michael does not know how to fail. Second place is loser.
If you have a medical marijuana case and need legal representation, call the best, attorney Michael Comorn.
He's very passionate in the courtroom.
Getting the best outcome requires quick legal action, and it needs to start with one call, toll-free to attorney Michael Comorn. 800-656-3557. Write it down, 800-656-3557.
Michael Comorn gave us our life back.
Attorney Michael Comorn. Vigorous criminal defense.
Play-Doh Compound can help kids practice communication skills. Start by presenting the visual of the letter or word. Then ask them to mold the Play-Doh Compound into the shape of the letters. It's an effective way to foster speech and even writing.
Ram trucks are reaching new heights when it comes to capability and efficiency. The Ram Heavy Duty is the most capable full-size pickup on the road today. And the Ram 1500 is the most fuel-efficient full-size pickup ever. So what does that mean? It means Ram trucks are built for the long haul. Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Darn tootin' it is. Today we're talking about all kinds of stuff, cannabis, as we always are. News, information, programming about cannabis. That's what you'll find here on the Full Melt Show. It is a full melt of all of those subjects.
Ways I tried to change, happening past leaving me there.
With me on the phone is Wendy and John. Wendy, John, are you both there? Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, good job. So listen, John, is there a way that we can help to proliferate your game? How can we help raise your stakes?
I mean, spread the word. I mean, that's the point. I mean, we're fighting this issue. Why aren't we fighting this on our constitutional right? You know, I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of the attorneys out there that, simply all they want to do is plea bargain your case away. You know, and it's sad. You know, no justice is being done.
Okay, I mean, I get you there. I was asking our friend Joe to join the game. It doesn't seem like Joe's tuned in. I texted him, but he didn't. He was trying to call on the cell phone earlier in the show, probably because he wanted to participate in the show. But I told him to call the number. He hasn't done it. Or if he has, we haven't been able to connect up with him. John, I wanted to read, because you mind if I quote to you this bit? I wanted to read this bit about what Thomas Jefferson did say, because I told you before I was paraphrasing. And I'm getting this, my source here is Snopes. Snopes is one of those places that debunks things. So somebody, asked Snopes the question, a quote attributed to Thomas Jefferson is being circulated in response to Obama's health care law. Is this really him, and in what context did he say it? And then that was the quote that I read to you. So his actual comments in response to a question about the various religious groups that had made their way into Virginia, Jefferson wrote the following. The error seems not sufficiently eradicated that the operations of the mind as well as the acts of the body are subject to the coercion of the laws. But our rulers have authority over such natural rights only as we have submitted to them. The rights of conscience, we have never submitted. The rights to, we could not submit. We are answerable for them only to our God. The rights of conscience. The legitimate powers of government extend to such acts only as are injurious to others. But it does me no injury for my neighbor to say that there are 20 gods or no God. It neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg. If it be said his testimony in a court of justice cannot be relied on, reject it then, and be the stigma on him. Constraint may make him worse by making him a hypocrite, but it will never make him a truer man. It may fix him obstinately in his errors, but will not cure them. Reason and free inequity are the only effectual agents against error. Give a loose to them. They will support the true religion by bringing every false one to their tribunal, to the test of their investigation. They are the natural enemies of error and only of error. Had not the Roman government permitted free inquiry, Christianity could never have been introduced. Had not free inquiry been indulged at the era of the Reformation, the corruptions of Christianity could not have been purged away. If it be restrained now, the present corruptions will be protected and new ones encouraged. Was the government to prescribe to us our medicine and diet, our bodies would be in such keeping as our souls are now. Thus in France, the emetic was forbidden once as a medicine and the potato as an article of food. That was his actual saying. But the latter part, the last little paragraph, has been paraphrased down to, if the people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in a sorry state, as are the souls of those who live under that tyranny. That's what it's been boiled down to. Just a little back. But I think, look, the words of Thomas Jefferson harken up a patriotism in me that has always been present but never been strum. Do you know what I mean by that?
I know exactly what you mean by that because I've been studying those words. I've been studying the Constitution immensely, and I'm fighting for my constitutional right. My right to live. My right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Well, I think, there were different ways that we spoke back in the days of Jefferson. 200 years ago, if you talked to somebody on the streets, they would think you crazy because of the way that we speak. Because we're not so prim and proper, because we're a little less social and a little more selfish, just in the way that we speak, but yet the terms we use would be foreign to them, just much as these terms are to us. So I'm saying sometimes when you say about, yes, there are many ways we can seek happiness. But happiness is mitigated when it starts to injure somebody else. And the whole drug war has been propped up under the notion, the idea that somehow your happiness can't happen if the drugs were involved because you've placed my life or happiness otherwise in jeopardy. That's the argument. I'm not saying it's a valid one. Hello? Anyone?
Yeah, but the fact is, they have to prove, God, I can't even think the name of it, compellatory harm or evidence in regards to that. And the state can't do that. Is there
a way you can get a little closer to the mic that you're using on the Skype connection there? Because you're getting a little distant and echoey.
Is that better?
Yes.
Is that okay? Well, one of the things I wanted to point out is, we're all being charged with a law that's based on a lie. Even in the 14th Amendment, we are supposed to be allowed privileges and immunities that exist in several other different states. We have over 50% of the country have medical marijuana laws. Over 50% of the population believe that cannabis has medicinal value.
And also, wait a minute, you're leaving out another important statistic. About half of the population of the United States has access to cannabis free and openly in the commercial, legitimate retail market. In the 8 states that have legalized, you've got over 50% of the population of the country in all those big cities combined.
Okay.
That have legal access as adults to cannabis. Yet the fabric of society hasn't fallen apart. Nobody stopped going to church. Nobody started jumping off buildings. Children weren't endangered, and women didn't get embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But we still have they're still being charged and convicted on or persecuted for a crime that says cannabis has no medicinal value and is highly addictive.
Correct.
The law is clearly based on a lie.
It's clearly a lie. Look, the whole Nixon administration was a lie, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, the Schaefer reports clearly stated that. It was the most in-depth government-funded report in regards to cannabis.
Yeah, well, look, he ignored that report. He ignored the Schaefer report to install the CSA because the CSA wasn't meant to keep people safe. It was meant to break the backs of hippies and coloreds. If you listen to the Nixon tapes, he'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, and that just reaffirms that this law is based on a lie.
Yes, absolutely. Wendy, you got anything to say about all this?
Well, I'm just enjoying listening to what you guys have to say. I agree with everything. I mean, you're preaching to the choir on those issues.
Yes. So
I mean, simplify. Can't people put issue judicial notices in regards to fraud upon a court? I mean, anytime a police officer or anybody commits perjury on a stand, that's fraud upon the court. Well, this law that they're trying to convict people on is fraud upon the court.
Yes. Well, here's the difference. They get to interpret the law. They have to deal with the litigants of the law, right? The court's there to interpret the law and apply it to the litigant's case. Am I right about that? Wendy's a lawyer. Am I right about that, Wendy?
Yeah, of course you're correct about that. The law applies to the situation at hand, but if the law is corrupt, it shouldn't be followed.
Correct. However, the only one that can do that is the judge. There's the trier of fact being either the judge or the jury. They can make a decision in their own minds. You know, I don't care about the facts of this case.
Well,
the law. I mean, wait a minute. The law isn't just, and therefore I'm going to give a not guilty verdict. We're talking about a crime. Go ahead, John.
Jury nullification.
Right. Michigan law. How can you enforce the Controlled Substance Act, but yet you still have a law in Michigan, the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act? These are two conflicting laws.
Well, the Controlled Substance Act, you're talking about the state's Controlled Substance Act? Because the state has one that mirrors the federal government's.
Right.
So
and it conflicts with the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act.
So the state's CSA is referred to in local law, actual compiled statutes, that you're charged with violating. I mean, that's the process. Am I right about that, Wendy? The CSA is not a law itself. It's just a guide within the law about how to adjudicate these things.
Well, the Controlled Substance Act is an act. It's a statute. And ours mirrors the federal government. Correct. And there's been a lot of argument that if you could overturn the CSA on the state level, you could get somewhere with
overturning it on the federal.
I'm sorry.
Overturning the federal angle.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
and there's a guy that's out that does that in Iowa that talks about this very in depth. But the problem is just like our friend attorney Michael Comorn says, it's very hard to practice law without the Fourth Amendment.
Right.
It's very hard to practice law without constitutional law that doesn't get upheld by the courts or the judges,
right,
or whatever. And that's his frustration, because he looks at it and says, hey, we have these laws, we have a judicial system, why isn't it working? Because the system's broken.
Well, the system's broken because corruption has wormed its way in. Judges have made precedential cases that say this isn't going to happen this way, despite what the law is, because we've interpreted it differently.
And what mostly happens, let me just be honest with people, because they don't understand it. The judge already knows how he wants a case to come out, and he can apply the law in any way he wants it to make that come out. That's why the law is malleable, and that's why people say, I can't promise an outcome. The judge thinks a certain thing is supposed to happen with the case, it will happen.
So
that's why I stated that you cannot fight these in lower courts. You have to set everything up for interlocutory appeal and take it to the higher courts.
Well, and here's the situation at hand also. One of the things at play here that makes this a sticky wicket is that these judges are elected. And this all comes down to weeding out corruption in elections. And I'm not talking about people voted when they were dead. I'm not talking about that kind of corruption. I'm talking about money corruption, because money corrupts. If you look up corruption, it's synonymous with money. And so if you want to get corruption out of the election process, you got to weed out the money, which many fine legislatures have made the attempt, or at least legislators, congressmen, senators, have taken stabs at that before. But the very administration going into place now is aiming at removing Dodd-Franks, which is a business thing, and other protections that were put in place designed to keep the rich from stealing money from the poor through government and laws and money and manipulation. Wait a second, because I'm almost done. The way that ties into the judges is because the judges are elected, and if the judges are being elected, then they've got to have the money to get elected, and if they need the money to get elected, guess who they're holding their hands out to? It ain't the poor.
No, they're holding their hands out to the controlling interests.
Yes,
the alcohol industry, the pharmaceutical industry.
The guys that have the money to give them and not care about it.
By stating to weed out the money, that's impossible. Our only hope is, and I look at the case because I am part of the Oklahoma Native American Church, and we won the right in the Supreme Court to use peyote, which is another controlled substance.
Right.
This is already won in the Supreme Court.
All right.
Cannabis is no different.
John, we're going to break. Is there any way that I can give you an opportunity real quick before the music starts to promote your organization?
I mean the Oklahoma Native American Church?
That or the cannabis. Okay, now we've lost the opportunity because you didn't answer fast enough. Hang on. I'll let you come back after the break to answer that question. Wendy, hold up. We're going to break. Stand by. It's the Full Melt Show. We normally air from 7 until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining us on Facebook today. We're also on iTunes. If you get a chance, you can hear all of our former shows there. Check us out on YouTube as well. Stand by. We'll be right back after these important words from our sponsors.
You're getting the Full Melt.
And now, a Planet Green Trees flashback.
When do medibles have to be tested too? Is that also part of the caregiver?
No, that's only for the.
Will they have to be tested?
It's only for the dispensaries.
But there is a new restriction with respect to medibles in that patients can only make them for themselves.
Right.
And they've created new crimes for transfers outside of the caregiver.
They're very specific. I mean, it's not.
That's what we just talked about.
It's no more harsh than the manufacturer.
No. They can be transferred. The medibles can be transferred from the registered caregiver to the registered patient, but not beyond. And that's how they would expect you to interpret the law.
Don't miss the Planet Green Trees Show, Thursdays at 8 Eastern on Spreaker. Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a no-smell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about no-smell technology at NoSmell.com.
Don't stop chasing, wander while the day brings up. Here comes the sunrise and we'll see the sunset. Coasting by the ocean with some music, turn it up. We got the whole night, 360 days of this. All I'm talking wide, the memories will make you always make you smile.
Happiness is calling at sandiego.org.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
My moderate to severe chronic plaque psoriasis made a simple trip to the grocery store anything but simple.
So I had an important conversation with my dermatologist about Humira. He explained that Humira works inside my body to target and help block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to my symptoms. In clinical trials, most adults taking Humira were clear or almost clear, and many saw 75% and even 90% clearance in just 4 months.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ask about Humira, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists. Clear skin is possible.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you.
Talking today with John on the phone. Wendy's still there. Welcome back to the program, guys. Listen, I want to wrap this up now by giving John the opportunity to... I wanted to give him an opportunity to promote his Cancer Connection. Do you just work with your own patients there? Is that the deal? Or do you help other people throughout the state with cancer problems?
We help other people nationwide, and it's the ONAC Native American Church. We don't have to advertise. Basically, anybody that goes out there and researches cannabis and cancer usually finds my name, and we get calls every week.
Okay, so I didn't know. I didn't know if you guys took financial donations or that kind of thing. So I just figured I'd give you the opportunity. So then, now,
yeah,
if
we
you
do, but
go ahead, then.
Due to the sensitivity of the new charges, we're just holding back on that, and then we're still working. We're just continuing to work with patients currently.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of that. You got to get closer to the mic there, John.
I said due to the nature of because of my case and stuff.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Well, I picking up what you're putting down. All right, so now, did you want to promote the church at all?
Yeah, it's the Oklahoma Native American Church, but like again, this is a religious matter. It's about our religious convictions and in regards to believing in saving plant-based medicines over the pharmaceuticals. Our code of ethics requires us from advertising. They people come and join the church on their own.
Okay. So, well, John, I thank you for calling. We've had you on the phone for quite some time, and I certainly appreciate the call today. We don't get often a chance to hear from people in northern Michigan because they don't get the good internet connections up there everywhere. So I'm glad wherever you are that you've had one strong enough to both listen to our show and with an opportunity to tune in, and I hope you continue to do that. So thank you very much. And happy holidays to you.
All right, you too.
Thank you, brother. Let me see if we've got somebody else on the phone here. Hello, you're on the Full Melt Show.
Yeah, this is Joe Brown.
Hey, Joe.
From Bluegrass Natural.
How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm terrific. Happy holidays to you, my friend. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and all the listeners. God bless all of you.
So I do want to... I'm going to go ahead and stop our timeline because... normally, we'd only have a few minutes left in the show, but I'm just going to extend the length of the show. Stations downline, we're going over today. Stations downline, warning, we're going over today. There are no stations downline, I'm just warning you. So, if we're going to expand the show a little bit, I wanted to talk about CBD. I know you want to talk about CBD. There's never a time where we've got Joe Brown on the phone where we don't want to talk about CBD. But can I put that on hold for just a second? Because there was a story that we did not manage to do, and I plugged it in the beginning of the show, and I've talked about it before. We promoted it in another show, and we never did it, and I just want to talk about the report. Marijuana use, this is according to Oregon Live at OregonLive.com. Marijuana use among pregnant women has increased more than 60% in just over a decade, according to a study published Monday. Use was highest among younger women, although overall relatively few pregnant women reported using marijuana, the analysis showed. Published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, the study was based on an analysis of the National Survey on Drug Use and Health. The analysis looked at reports from about 200,000 women aging 18 to 44. In 2002, just over 2% of pregnant women reported using marijuana in the past month, compared to nearly 4% in 2014. Use was highest for those aged 18 to 25, with nearly 7.5% partaking in the past 30 days. Oregon health officials have not collected data on marijuana use among other pregnant women, but they do know the state has a relatively high rate of use in the general population. Excuse me. For example, in the 18 to 25-year-old group, 25% use marijuana compared with 19% nationally, and 11% of those 26 and older use marijuana compared with 6% nationally. Scientists also know that that THC can pass to the fetus through the placenta and to the babies through breast milk, but it's not been subject to the kind of double-blind, placebo-controlled trials that are conducted on approved medications because it's classified as a Schedule I substance. See, this no medical use thing works. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because when you don't allow medical use and you say it's unsafe to use with a doctor's supervision and it's forbidden on all states and you can't even test for it because we won't give you access unless you want to go to jail, and then we're not going to use your study results anyways because they're illegal ones. It gets self-fulfilling because now nobody can say for sure because you can't do the damn study to support it unless you go to another frickin' country. It drives me insane. That means the Drug Enforcement Agency considers it to have no medical use and carries a high potential for abuse. To date, scientists have mainly conducted observational studies on the effect of marijuana. They found it to be associated with negative effects on children, decreasing academic ability, cognitive function, and attention. It's unknown as to how much and over what time period can cause a lasting effect, if any, for that matter, because, again, it's anecdotal. It's just observation. They're not tying any particular... There's no control. You can't say that it's all relative. Data is relative information. It's relative to what? So if you're going to say that there is an anomaly, that there's a change because of some introduction of some stimulus, you've got to say a change as compared to what? You see what I'm saying? A change as... So if you're going to say that there are cognitive effects that we've noticed in children connected with marijuana use in pregnancy, or young teen marijuana use, or young people marijuana use, they're not taking into effect all the other things that may lead to their cognitive disability or their lowered IQ. And it's a small percentage anyways. We're talking about 8 IQ points in total at best.
Yeah.
At best,
so drinking lead water and Flint, that's going to affect your IQ more than your mother smoking marijuana.
Very good point. I mean, they don't care about the Flint thing. They don't care about the failure of the Environmental Protection Agency or the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality on the city of Michigan's Flint water supply that's poisoning kids, and that there are double-controlled blind studies on lead poisoning. Lead poisoning will completely impair an ability to learn because, of course, it's a heavy metal. You can't get it out of your body, and it screws with your neurological function.
Well, let's talk about the pregnancy issue itself. I know they didn't talk about her harm. From what you said, it's not they're really talking about the harm so much. I can tell you that I know someone personally who is pregnant, who has a disability that makes it difficult for them to eat, and their doctor told her, smoke marijuana so you will eat and keep weight on, because without the weight on your body, you're not going to have a healthy baby.
Right.
So she did that, and she has a beautiful baby. The baby's healthy and great. Nothing's wrong with it. And she did the right thing by following her doctor's instructions and obtaining a medicine that is legal for her to use in the state.
Well, and overall, again, there's nobody that's going to follow that child around in a study right now and say, okay, this is... Whoops, we've lost Joe. Where'd Joe go? Oh, no.
He didn't want to talk about pregnancy.
He's like, I'm not talking about pregnancy. Joe! Hang on a second, I got it. No, I've extended the show for Joe, and he hung up, I think.
I don't think he hung up. I think we just had some technical issues.
No, he didn't. I didn't. No, there... I wanted to get to the CBD. It seems like he was with it. I don't know.
Me too. I want to talk about CBD too.
Well, I got everybody wanting to talk about CBD, but Joe disappeared. I don't know what happened there. I texted him. Hey, what happened? Maybe his phone died. I don't know. Joe's out in the sundry land of West Michigan. Where is Saranac? Saranac.
Saranac.
It just sounds like a BFE place.
Well, it's Indian. You know what? We have all these things like Mackinac, Saranac. all these. They're all
Saranac,
weird
Mackinac,
names like
Big
that.
Mac Attack.
Aganac. Ogama.
Oklahoma. How about Detroit? How about Detroit?
How about Saginaw?
How about Pontiac?
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's go back to this pregnancy issue. The thing is that, like you said, there's no long-term studies, but they want to raise the fear level up and say, oh, these pregnant women are using it. They're probably doing the best thing they can by using this and not other substances.
Joe said his battery died. He texted me. I should ask him,
okay.
how did you text me then? Oh, yeah, my battery died, but I texted you. Sorry. I can't talk right now. My battery's dead.
Well, he's probably charging if he's texting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying CBD. You wanted to talk CBD for a minute.
Well, yeah, but I also wanted to finish up the thing with the pregnancies. That they're saying, they try to scare people, say, oh, pregnant women are using it, and it's so harmful. First of all, we don't know that because, like you said, there's no controlled long-term scientific studies.
And they won't let you. And they won't let you do them. Look, normally you can just go, "Hey, let's just do those studies," and then they're like, "No, it's bad news. You can't do that study."
So what we have is anecdotal, and also that people have been using it for thousands of years, and our babies have been coming out okay. And it used to be part of our food chain too, because our animals were fed hemp, and then we would eat the animals, and then they took away the hemp that the animals are eating, and then look at all the issues we have now that we've taken a natural substance out of our whole food system. And have, demonized it and put people in jail for using it. It's ridiculous. And I share the anger of all of our other call-in listeners who are just frustrated by the fact that the government is not observing and the obvious. And they just choose and pick the facts when it benefits them. It's good to have a patent on it, but no, you shouldn't use it for your neurological problems while you're out on bond. No, we'd rather you take opioids and destroy your liver. It's ridiculous.
You know what I did while you were talking because I got bored. I got out the.
Thank you.
No, not with what you were talking about. I was just since I wasn't doing it. Since I wasn't doing anything, I got out that I got the buttons out.
Oh no, not that again. We're staying away from that. Let's talk about CBD.
I couldn't help it.
No. Okay. Do you know that sometimes CBD oil makes you burp?
Well,
did you know that?
Yeah, I did. It does that too.
Yep, it does that. That's how you know it's working.
It will not do this to you. Oh, it's not doing it. There, it will not. It won't make you do that like the alcohol does. Hey, my drunken mom's home. Hey, everybody, hide from drunken mom.
Bruh. You never hear about the medical, or you never hear about recreational marijuana users chasing their kids around in a rage.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen. But
no, you don't.
What is? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying no, you don't. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have alcohol. I'm saying that things like alcohol and marijuana are things that the government shouldn't be saying you can't do. And we learned this lesson once in Prohibition, and it's just I can't believe that the whole country wants to argue it all over again, absent history.
Because they forget. We forget. Every generation learns a lesson and then promptly forgets it.
I'm pretty sure that nobody around today was around during Prohibition. There are people around, but they're all elderly and don't give a rat's ass.
And they can't remember. No, I don't mean that in the wrong way. And that's what CBD is good for.
That's what I'm saying. If they had a little cannabis, they might remember something once in a while.
Yeah, that's what CBD is used for. It's neuroprotective. They use it for Alzheimer's, like in Israel, for dementia. They use it for brain injury.
6630507.
They use it for chronic pain.
6630507.
Anxiety.
We should make a song. 6630507. That's what we should do.
Yeah, 6630507.
No, 6630507.
Is that it?
6630507. That's I don't know. What we should do is we should make a children's nursery rhyme about 6630507, and then maybe the children can grow up with that message, wondering what it was when they look it up. They can go, oh, that was the cannabis people, the guys that were trying to feed us the truth. They gave it to us in a coded nursery rhyme.
They do have cannabis books now too for like for kids to explain how mommy and daddy use marijuana. They have those books out too. I've seen them.
Don't let me write the music or the lyrics to 6630507. Although somebody's already patenting that idea right as we speak.
6653007.
No,
I'm trying to do that song.
You can't even get it. 6630507.
6630507.
Yes. Why can I remember?
6630507.
Yeah, we need to call like Larry Santos. Do you know who Larry Santos is?
Larry Santos. Do I know who he is? Not personally, no.
So, Larry Santos, do you remember a show called Hot Fudge?
Wow. Was that like from the 70s?
Yes.
I think I do.
So, you remember the guy that sang with Seymour at the end of the show behind the piano?
That's more sketchy.
It's more sketchy. Hang on, I'll send you a picture. I'm going to send you a picture.
Oh, boy. Okay, everybody, let's share the picture that Steve is sending me.
I'm gonna. If I can get it on the camera, I don't know if the camera will pick it up.
How about if I just look it up? I'll look it up.
Look up Larry Santos. You'll see his picture there. He's a bearded guy. He looks kind of like Dan Haggerty-ish. See if I can. I don't know. I don't think the camera will pick it up. There it is. I don't have a way to zoom in from here. I'd have to go to the camera. I'm not going to do that. But so Larry Santos is a jingle writer, and He worked for WXYZ Channel 7 in Detroit doing a national show called Hot Fudge. It was a syndicated show around the country, and it was a puppet show with Seymour, the big smiling, I don't know, he had big grimacing teeth, and he looked like, I guess Seymour was supposed to be an abominable snowman.
Yeah.
But
he also did that song Candy Girl.
You looked him up?
Oh, yeah. He did the song Candy Girl for the Four Seasons, which reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
He wrote the song, but he also did this song. I'll just play you the song real quick. This is the guy we need to call for this. Oh, that's a stupid Google commercial. Hang on. It's only a couple seconds long. Hold on.
Oh.
Here we go. This was his big 70s hit from Larry Santos. I think he wrote this song. This is 1975. The song is called We Can't Hide It Anymore. Do you remember this song?
Yesterday when he came here.
We can't hide. Remember that song?
No.
Oh, God. Hang on. I'll let the hook pop up, and then you'll know who Larry's... This is him singing, though.
Down and he asked if I'd seen you.
And by the way, while I'm playing this song, and I'm going to challenge our other people, does anybody else know where they've heard this voice before? It's a famous voice. You've seen it in TV commercials, but old ones. And sometimes they play it currently. Here's the hook.
We can't hide it anymore. We can't hide it anymore. We can't hide.
It was really popular in the 70s, this song.
We can't hide it anymore. We can't hide.
Here we go. I think the no-no's are coming up.
No.
Yeah, that's the song. Anyway, sorry. Now I'm going to get Google blocked for playing. I'm going to get Google blocked for playing that song now. But I'm going to play you one other example. I don't know why I'm going off on a Larry Santos tangent because whatever.
I don't know either.
But just here's since I've posed the question, I'm just going to
Budweiser.
Yeah.
Admiral.
Oh, damn it. You stole my fire. You can't look it up.
Does anyone know?
No, that's terrible. She totally stole my thunder. Okay, wait a minute. Now I got to do it. I'm stopping the end of the show just for this purpose. Hold on. We'll pick it up from there. I'll let the whole show end play again. Here's where you would know Larry Santos from. This is 1984 Budweiser commercial.
Bring out your best.
I wasn't drafted till the 7th round. They don't even know my name.
Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best.
The best. Croder, huh? It has a taste all its own. Enjoy it.
He wrote that commercial, and he wrote a bunch of other national jingles. That's why I think we should use him. I'll give you one more. I think there's one more cool one. Hold on. I just had to do this for people interested in...
So we have to get him as a jingle writer. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm saying. We need Larry Santos to write the 6630507 song.
Okay, well, he can write that, and then we got to get Jimmy Dork on the show. That's my next go.
Jimmy who? Jimmy Dork?
Jimmy Dore.
Oh, Jimmy Dore.
I
Jimmy
put him on
Dore.
Jimmy Dore. He's awesome.
Hang on. Larry Santos. And then I'm going to put in the secret word. Do. Hang on. I couldn't type.
We need some hold music while we're hanging. We need to hold.
I'm just seeing if it's there. I know it is. There's the Bud Light one. I didn't know he did this one. Oh, maybe it's not him. No, it's not. Hang on. It was a similar spelling. I was saying, I got to put in something else. So he did the Coca-Cola commercials.
Is he still alive and kicking?
Yeah. I don't know what. He's probably just living on his old money now. He also wrote.
Old money, new money. Who cares whose money it is? Just what?
I think. So still showing me Dr. Pepper and Tic Tac and. Oh, here we go. I don't know if this is Larry. No, it's not. See, what's the Santo thing? There's a Santo guy.
Well, he also did some Admiral and Chevrolet commercials.
Chevy commercial?
Yep, Chevrolet commercial.
I remember he doing some stuff like that.
Marathon Oil.
He did a lot of jingles. That's all I'm saying. I remember that he's all from the 70s. I just wanted to. There should be somebody should remember that stuff.
And they say he's got a very strong resemblance to the voice of Richie Havens. We know who Richie Havens is, right?
You heard him in the "We Can't Hide It Anymore" thing. We can't hide it anymore. No. Yeah.
He's crazy. I must have been out that weekend. I just don't remember that song.
It's 1975. It was an adult.
I know.
It was an adult.
But listen,
it was an AC hit adult contemporary.
You know that I come from a very sheltered background. Which is crazy rock and roll music.
No, it's not rock and roll. It's all adult.
I know.
It's all like the Commodores and.
Oh yeah, but if I didn't hear it on the radio, I didn't hear it.
Right. I guess we're at the end of our time, Wendy.
Okay. Well, that was a great show. I thought we got to cover a couple really good topics.
Let me see. How much time did we dump into? We dumped an extra 12 minutes into Larry Santos, go figure. And holding out for Joe, who's got a dead battery. I don't know what you're going to do about that.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was for Joe.
So we're going to start putting together some contesting, some games, spin that prize wheel, yes?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a prize wheel or not, but we're going to do some, marijuana Jeopardy gaming. Maybe also, what else? We got some other places where you can be a contestant on the show, call in and be a contestant, and have some fun, win some prizes.
We have our development team on that right now.
We've got the prize pig package going out right now. put together a prize pig package. So all the prize pigs.
Just remember, winners are responsible for their own taxes.
That's not
right.
That's not
horrible.
That's not a button. Swine. They're all
it's
swine.
Something.
Wait a minute. I can't do the turkey one. That's not bad for a turkey, is it?
I think we're going to have to just give you, make Fridays your Freaky Friday day to do those things.
Really? I can do sound effects on Friday?
On Fridays, but you have to be good Monday through Thursday.
I started the end of the show, but it didn't go anywhere. What's going on? Did I stop it? It didn't start.
I don't know.
Something happened. I started it again. All right, Wendy.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow, Friday. Yes?
All right.
And,
bye, everyone.
To all of you guys out there listening on the show, watching on the Facebook, thanks for participating. Thank you. Come again. Smoke one for me, and then save one for tomorrow, because if you don't save a big enough one for tomorrow, you'll be sorry. You'll be like, I was already stoned last night, and I didn't leave myself half a doobie for the next day. What the hell was wrong with me? What was I thinking?
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.